What if I told you there is a generation that learned to survive without help, worked hard without praise, and built strong minds without social media motivation? A generation that grew up alone, figured things out alone, and still stands strong today. That is Generation X. People don't talk much about them, but their psychology is very powerful and very different. In this video, you will discover 7 deep psychology traits of Gen X: how they think, how they work, how they handle stress, and why they are mentally tougher than most people today. Watch till the end, because trait number 7 explains why Gen X people rarely break under pressure. Let's begin. The independent mindset. Gen X grew up in a time where children were not watched every minute. No smartphones, no tracking apps, no constant supervision. Many of them came home from school to empty houses. They cooked, cleaned, and handled problems by themselves. Because of this, their brain developed one strong habit: figure it out yourself. Psychology behind this: when a person solves problems alone, often, the brain builds self-trust. They don't panic easily. They don't wait for rescue. They try first. That is why many Gen X people prefer doing things themselves, don't like depending on others, feel uncomfortable asking for help, respect people who are self-reliant. To them, independence is not pride. It is normal life. Skeptical by nature. Gen X does not believe everything quickly. They question things. If they see big promises, they doubt. If they hear big talk, they check facts. If something looks too good, they step back. Why? Because they grew up during big social and economic changes. They saw systems fail, leaders fail, companies fail. So their psychology learned this rule: don't trust words, trust proof. This makes them careful decision makers, hard to manipulate, resistant to hype and trends, less likely to follow crowds. They are not negative, they are realistic thinkers. They don't ask, is it exciting? They ask, is it true? Emotionally self-controlled. Gen X was not raised in a culture of express everything you feel. They were taught, stay strong, handle it, don't complain too much, keep moving. Because of this, their emotional psychology is different. They often hide stress, handle pain privately, avoid drama, stay calm in crisis. Some people misunderstand this as cold or distant. But the truth is, many Gen X people feel deeply. They just don't show it loudly. Their emotional system learned control first, reaction later. This makes them very good in emergency situations, leadership roles, tough decisions, conflict handling. They don't explode quickly, they process first. Work equals identity. For many Gen X people, work is not just for money. Work is identity. They grew up watching parents who believed, work hard, earn your place, don't expect shortcuts. So psychologically, Gen X connects, effort equals value. That is why many of them respect hard workers, dislike laziness, stay loyal to jobs longer, take pride in responsibility, don't quit easily. Even when unhappy, they often keep going, because quitting feels like personal failure. This also explains why burnout can hit them silently. They push themselves without complaining. Number 5. Low need for attention. Gen X grew up before the look at me internet world. No likes, no followers, no viral fame culture. So their psychology does not depend heavily on public validation. They don't need applause for every action. They are comfortable being private, quiet achievers, behind the scenes, low profile. They don't usually share every success. They don't post every struggle. To them, not everything is for public display. Their mental rule is, do it well, not loudly. This is why many Gen X people appear mysterious or reserved, but also deeply grounded. Adaptive and street smart. Gen X lived through major changes, analog to digital, no internet to full internet, manual systems to automation, slow life to fast life, They had to adapt, again and again. This built a special psychology trait, flexible survival thinking. They are good at adjusting. If tools change, they learn. If systems change, they adapt. If rules change, they adjust strategy. They may complain at first, but they still learn. This creates practical intelligence, real-world problem-solving, situational awareness, risk evaluation skills. They are not easily shocked by change because they have seen many waves of change already. Quiet mental toughness. P. This is the most powerful Gen X psychology trait. They are mentally tough, but quietly. P. Not loud toughness. P. Not motivational quit toughness. P. Real toughness. They learn to handle disappointment, job pressure, family responsibility, financial stress, life uncertainty, and they learned it without constant emotional support systems. Their mind developed a silent message, P. You will survive this. And they don't collapse quickly under pressure. They may struggle, but they continue. They may feel tired, but they function. They may worry, but they don't stop. This is called internal resilient psychology, strength that does not need display. Gen X is often misunderstood, P. Because they are not loud online, not trend-driven, and not attention-seeking. Them. But look closer, and you will see. Strong decision-makers, stable leaders, reliable workers, emotionally controlled thinkers, highly adaptive adults. They are not flashy. They are solid. Not noisy, but dependable. Now think about this. In a world full of noise, fast fame, and quick quitting, the Gen X psychology teaches something rare. Stand on your own feet. Think for yourself. Work with pride. Stay strong quietly. If you have Gen X traits, you are built tougher than you think. And if you don't, you can still learn from this mindset starting today. Because mental strength is not about age, it is about habits. If you want, next video I can break down how each generation thinks differently and how to use it to succeed.